Hi everyone, welcome to the video. This is the first add-on pack for the One build. This is adding those missing pinball systems. Like I say, the idea of the build was to have it cover every single system currently supported by RetroBat, which is nearly the case, but like I say, there's a couple of pinball games missing, FX, FX2 and Pinball M. Basically couldn't source the pack at the time, or couldn't get a pack working. But that's been rectified now. So this update pack adds all three systems. There's a little bonus system as well, with an old school pinball system, which I'll come to. And also in this add-on pack there's an updated version of the HyperMax Plus Theme, because there were a couple of bits of artwork missing or incorrect. So they've now been updated as well. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is go through and just show you the systems and show you them running. Hopefully my machine can record them okay, running full screen. And then in the second part of the video, for those interested, I'll just go through exactly how technically it works, because each of these is added as a custom system to RetroBat. Obviously they are supported systems in RetroBat, and on their wiki it shows you how to get these added to RetroBat, either if you use them via Steam or a non-Steam version. Obviously these are non-Steam, they're kind of an offline copy, so we can unlock all the tables, etc. But they need to be launched with a batch file with a little script. So we've added them as a custom system, and I'll go through how we've done that, and then show the little batch files that launch to or used to launch each one. And I'll go in that as well. Obviously, how to actually install the add-on pack. It's quite simple. It's download it. You'll get a single zip file and basically extract it over the top of your RetroBat folder, and then just replace if it prompts you. But don't worry, it's not going to replace anything that it doesn't need to, just sort of the additional stuff. But anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. First thing, let's just show these systems off. So Pinball FX is the first one. And actually Pinball FX is actually the latest version. I presumed FX was the first one, then your FX2, then FX3. But I think obviously FX was launched first, but they've since rebranded it and relaunched it and added more tables to it. So out of Pinball FX, well, out of all the systems here, FX 1, 2 and 3 and M, it has by far the most tables. You can see on the screen there 125 tables, which is every single one currently available unlocked. And there is some duplication between this and 2 and 3, where they've got the same tables, but I just wanted to include everything for completeness. So let's just go into here. He says, all right, so like I say, got all the artwork here. For anyone that watched the I guess the teaser video, the kind of preview, a lot of this artwork, all the artwork for FX1 was kind of rotated 90 degrees, so it did fit better in the window here, but it just didn't look right. You find yourself tilting your head to have a look at it. So I've been through and I've reprocessed them all, re-encoded them, turn them 90 degrees, so they're the right way up now. They do see a little stretched, and they look even more stretched on my screen here because I've got an ultra wide screen monitor and I'm recording full screen, so they do look a little bit wider than they probably would on your system, depending on your TV size or your screen size. But I just think it makes more sense for them to be this way up. So that's all been done. So like I say, got all the different games here. Someone on the Discord was asking about Knight Rider, which should be in here. There we go, Knight Rider. So let's launch this one. Probably take a few seconds longer than normal because of my machine's recording at the same time.
Knight Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist.
All right.
Michael, I've just picked up a strong read.
Okay, so that's the gameplay, and hopefully you can hear me okay over the music. But yeah, so you hit escape just to go to the pause menu. Obviously, the standard RetroBat hotkey to exit does work, which by default is the hotkey and start. Or you can hit escape here, you can come down to exit, but that will take you back into the Pinball FX main menu, where you can then browse other tables and launch another table. Or if you want to go back to RetroBat, you would hit escape again and do exit. But in here you can change settings, so you can do things like change all the volume, change the video, the resolution, whether it's a borders window or full screen, and you can obviously change the graphics quality to suit your needs. And obviously all that's going to be saved for you. But if I hit escape now, it'll go back to the table, and obviously gives you a little countdown that unpauses.
One of Car's sensor devices has just...
But yeah, if I just hit hotkey and start on my controller, it'll close and go back. So yeah, that's a Pinball FX1. Like I say, there's 125 tables, so obviously take a while to go through those. And then FX2, again, very similar. So let's just launch Family Guy.
Oh, this is fun, huh?
Well, then this has been an absolute misfire.
Perfect.
Anyway, so I can hit escape, I can resume, go back to the main menu, or back to the game, sorry, or you can just use the hotkey and start on the controller, and you'll go back. And then FX3 was already in here. So Pinball M is the other new one. This is, I think M is, I don't know, I'm guessing it stands for mature.
I'll hide this tape when I'm finished.
Because it's all horror and adult based. So there's 7 tables at the moment. So we've got each one, got all the artwork for each one, video snap, etc. There's good old Duke Nukem there.
I'm Duke Nukem, and I'm coming to get the rest of you alien.
So yes, so there's 7 in here. Like I say, they're all kind of sort of like horror or adult theme. I was waiting. The reason I waited a little bit longer was to get this Texas Chainsaw Massacre one. Only came out yesterday, which was the 6th of June. So that's in there now. Just waiting for that to the details on that. So let's launch this one. So it's quite noisy. You probably couldn't hear me, but just saying it's the latest game. So we're waiting for that to come out before I made the pack available. So we've now got every single table, bang up to date as of yesterday. So let's just launch this. Again, it's the same principle. It will launch directly into that table. Normally when you start these games, they go to a main menu. You can pick your table. But for RetroBat, they go direct. So just let this launch. It probably will be quicker on your machine because my machine's a bit long in the tooth these days, and it's got a Radeon card, but an older Radeon card in it. So, and obviously my machine's recording, so it will take a little while. But yeah, so here's the game. Oh, obviously clicked on something then. Let's just resume again. Clicked on something I didn't like. So obviously had a slight issue there. As you saw, the game loaded and it started to do the kind of intro bit. then as soon as I tried to play the game, it kind of didn't like it, and as soon as I stopped my recording software, the game played fine. So obviously I had a bit of a conflict there, but you could see it launch. You got the idea. The game runs fine, and same kind of same idea as the other ones. When you finish, hit escape. You can either then go and change the settings, or go down to exit, or use the hotkey to exit out. So yeah, obviously didn't quite get to show off Pinball M then, but like I say, it's the more mature one. I'm guessing that's what the M stands for. But yes, that's all three systems. Like I say, 125 tables in FX, and we have 40 in there, another 100 in there, and I think there's 7 in Pinball M. So that's, like I say, that's bang up to date, including the one that was released yesterday. So yeah, a good number of pinball games there. What's that? I don't know, nearly, I don't know, 200 and something. Anyway, lots, around about 250 tables. So, like I say, there is some duplication. You will find there's tables released for 2 and 3 that are in FX as well. Whether they've kind of revamped the graphics or whether it is an exact copy, I don't know. Or they might have tweaked or update the table or something like that. I don't know. But I thought just best to include the whole lot for completeness, so you can hopefully find the table you want on the version you want. And then while in here, just a quick bonus, because obviously this add-on pack was all around pinball. I'm going to right back to the top here. Sony systems now. We've got this one here, which I'll just launch. For those that are as old as me, or nearly my age, you remember this 3D game, the 3D Pinball for Windows, Space Cadet, which came on. That's quite loud. Let me just turn. Okay, music's off already. That's fine. So this came with Windows sort of 95 plus or Windows 98. Obviously, there's Windows ME as well, wasn't there? We'll think about that one though. All those kind of system. There's Windows 9X operating systems that came before XP. So yeah, a bit of just a blast from the past. So this is going to be quite a few years ago now. This was out, but it was that fun little pinball game that you could play on the desktop. And it's here. You can play it just for nostalgia. Like I say, you go into the options. By default, it launches in a screen, but hit F4, it'll go full screen. Obviously F4 to go back again. And yeah, you can have a quick blast on the old pinball on here. So I think it was just, I can't remember the keys now. Was it F3 to spacebar? There you go, spacebar to launch. I can't remember it's the / and the Z key, the default. And you can see, compared to FX, it looks a little dated now, but it's still fun. But we'll just we'll close that, come out. So that's that one was a little bonus, just because I saw it come up on when I was looking for the other games. Let me pop back to Pinball FX just because I know there's no audio on those videos, so you can probably hear me better. So yeah, that's it. That's all the systems added. So now we can fully say the current build supports every single system currently supported by RetroBat. Obviously, when RetroBat released their next version, obviously we're on 6.2.1. You'd imagine the next one, unless there's any kind of quick fixes, the next one will be 6.3. At some point, they'll go to version 7. Obviously, and when that happens, and they add new systems and change things, we'll provide an update to the build. I guess if 7 comes out and it's changed dramatically, then we may start a new build on version 7. Don't know. We'll have to see what happens when you get to that. But yeah, so that's the idea. Keep the build going, keep it relevant and current, and always updated. So yeah, I've got plenty of feedback on Discord. We've got well over 700 people on there now, which is good. If you haven't joined, come and join, have a chat, make suggestions, any feedback, or point out anything that's wrong. Whatever you want, don't mind. Or just some help. Answer quite a few questions there already, trying to help people out. So and also on this add-on pack is the updated version of the theme. Again, a few people pointed out there was a couple of bits of missing artwork, depending on how you change the view in the theme, because that's something I probably haven't covered, and I'll probably do in a separate video. Is that with a particular theme, you can change some different color options, some layouts, all that. Some of the artwork you can change. So when you change to certain views, there was some artwork missing. That's now been fixed. Only a handful of systems, not many. That's been done. So this, it should now have every single variation for every single system. So which is cool. So that's in this update. So yeah, so that's kind of it, I guess, for the games. Now we'll kind of move on to basically how to extract and install the add-on pack, and just a bit more in depth around how the actual pinball games run, the little scripts that are used to launch them. Yeah, so I'll catch you in a second and we'll flip over. So I guess the first thing to do is once you've actually downloaded the add-on pack, how to install it. So once you've downloaded, you should have a single zip file. It's about 50 gig in size, just over. Because like I say, we've got 125 tables in just FX alone, and obviously a couple of gig each, so it kind of all adds up. And then the artwork, so it does add up. So yeah, you've got the zip file here. So I've got 7-zip installed, so 7-zip Manager opens it for me. Inside there, you've got the folder. Inside there, you've got RetroBat, and inside there, you've got the relevant stuff you need to copy across. So it's just a case of dragging it into the right place. So on the left here, I've got a RetroBat install. This isn't the actual build. This is just a sort of a dummy build, if you like. So you can see the standard. I'm in the RetroBat folder here. You can, you're in the right place. You've got RetroBat.exe in the root here, and we've got ROMs here. And emulation station is where the theme goes and some of the custom config goes. So just with that folder open there, go into 7-zip here, and you can literally drag and select everything. Or on a keyboard, you can do Control A to do everything. Or you can even go to Edit, select all, and then it's a case of just grabbing these, put it over here, and then it will start extracting. The only thing to do, I guess, with Windows is that when you do this drag, what it's actually doing now is extracting this to a temporary location, normally probably on your C drive, I think. And then once it's copied it across, it will then copy it into the destination. Sometimes if your C drive hasn't got enough space, in this case, it's nearly 55 gig, you might get it's not going to tell you straight away. It'll get through, and once it reaches the limit, it'll say no, not enough space, so you have to cancel. So that's fine. You've got plenty of space. You can do that, and it's easy just to drag and drop. But then the other way to do it in like a single move, is again to highlight this and go to extract. Although I think it's now, see, it's done it all to that temporary location. That's going to move it across. So it did part of it, so that's all right, because we're just going to do it now over the top. So again, do select them all, go to extract, and now my RetroBat folder is here, so I can just, to make sure I get it right, I can copy it into the clipboard, and then in here I can just paste it in. If not, you can just click on the little 3 dots here to browse, and I'll go to C, RetroBat, hit OK, same result. Although interestingly, here it puts a backslash on the end, so maybe if you copy and paste it or type it manually, make sure you put a backslash on the end, and then do OK. So now this time it does it in a single set, because straight away it said this stuff exists. Go to that. Straight away, stuff exists, so do you want to overwrite it and just say yes to all. So it's now going to go through and extract everything into your RetroBat folder. So like I say, most of it goes, obviously the ROM's self-explanatory, where the actual games go, and then under, actually it's probably easy to show you on this side. This is what the add-on pack looks like. So in ROMs, we've got the 4 folders, so the 3D Pinball, the Windows one, and then the FX games. And then inside emulation station and .emulation station, we've got the custom config for those systems to be able to launch. And then under themes, we've got the HyperMax theme. And this is the theme in its entirety, just because a lot's been updated, replaced, and some stuff's been removed, some stuff that wasn't needed anymore. So yeah, but basically that's what it's copying over now. So we're just going to let that finish. I mean, in theory, I don't have to, because I've already got it, so I will just cancel that and save some time. So that's it. Once you get the add-on downloaded, you have a single zip file, open it up, drag it into your RetroBat folder, get prompted to overwrite, say yes, and that's it. So that's how to actually install it. And now, like I say, to actually show you how it works is, let me just close out this. bring this across. So, like I say, so let's start with the ROMs. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's start with the actual custom files. So, inside Emulation Station and .emulation station. For those who don't know, it's a bit bigger again. With inside the configuration for Emulation Station is that you have, sorry, for RetroBat, is that you have these ES settings and ES systems.cfg. So the system is what defines all the systems that are supported by RetroBat. So it's a big XML file, and each system is between these two tags. So the top one it's a Flash games. It basically says, okay, to play Adobe Flash games, here's the path to the ROMs, where to look. So it looks into ROMs and look for anything with an extension or file type of SWF. And then there's what command to run. So this emulator launch.exe is a program that the RetroBat guys have put together, which basically handles launching the emulator and getting it to launch the right game. So it passes a whole bunch of parameters to it, and then basically tells you which emulator to use here. And then within the theme, it's known as Flash, so the artwork should be in a folder called Flash, etc. And tells you what platform it's part. So when you start sorting your collection by whether it's a console, it's computer, arcade, it's specified in here. Like I say, it's a big long list of all systems supported by RetroBat. It's It's, over 4,500 lines long, so it's quite a big thing. So if you wanted to add a custom system, you could pop it into here, but that's not advisable because obviously when RetroBat is updated, this file gets replaced, so you'll lose any customization that you've done. So it's much better to put a separate config file. Now you can create these kind of from template, I guess, through Bat GUI. You can go into the Bat GUI utility that's in the root of the RetroBat folder, and you can add a custom system there and fill out the details. But I find it easy just to do it directly in Notepad or a text editor. So we've got ones here for 3D Pinball and the FX ones. So let's just have a look at. So the Pinball one, I think it's fairly straightforward. From memory, you've got the details around it. It looks in the 3D Pinball folder for its ROMs. Looks at anything that's a .exe. I copied this from another one that it had exe in uppercase and lowercase. I don't know if it's case sensitive, but covering all bases just in case. And it's basically saying it's a PC game, so it literally just launched the exe, and corresponding to that, actually what I'll do is I'll put that to one side, put that to the other side. So if we have a look in that ROMs folder, and 3D Pinball, see for this one the actual game is directly in here, and it's just launched with pinball.exe. All the rest are kind of sound files and stuff that it uses, and some pictures, an imp file, and then obviously standard images for it are in here, and there's a video snap for it as well in here. So all the custom stuff is saying basically look in this folder, and anything that's .exe add to the list. And obviously when it does that, it puts it in each ROM folder has this game list XML, which in this case just has a single game listed, and it's found pinball.exe, added that as a game, given it a name, tells it where the artwork is and that kind of stuff, and then things like release date and the genre and all this kind of stuff that it can determine, and it fills it out. So that's kind of general how RetroBat works, or Emulation Station works in general. So let me just actually close all these out the way for a minute, and then if we go back to, this is why I need two windows up, go back to Emulation Station and just look at the other ones. They're fairly similar. So if we have Pinball FX, so it does the same thing, tells it the name, tells it the folder to look in. So look in the FX folder, look for batch files, because this is the non-Steam version, and there are guides on the RetroBat wiki how to make it run, whether it's a version of Pinball FX that you've got through Steam, or whether it's standalone. This is standalone, but we need the batch files to launch it, to make sure it launches correctly. So we've just said .bat, and I think actually it is the same for the others as well. FX2, it just launches via a batch file, via a script, and Pinball M is the same again. So those custom ones are kind of all pretty much identical, apart from 3D Pinball, which launches via exe. The rest launch via batch files, little scripts, and they're yeah, all good to go. So next thing, if I go back to the ROMs, sorry, jumping about a bit here, but it's kind of the way it's laid out. So for Pinball FX, so for each table we've got a batch file. So each one of these batch files is added to the game list.xml. So you can see you've got .bat, then its actual name, the artwork, etc., and some information about it. You've got that for each game, or each batch file in here is is created in the game list. So if I just stay on this for a minute, so like you say, again, we've got images and videos, standard format for artwork. Then the actual game is held within here. So a lot of the other systems, I guess the ones that emulated, they have an emulator sitting in the emulators folder, and their ROM sitting in here. But because this is launched differently, everything's contained in this one Pinball FX folder to keep it neat and tidy. So the game is actually under here, the actual executable to launch it. If we go into, I think binaries is it, you've got the actual exes to actually launch it, but you don't have to worry too much about that. Everything's launched via these batch files. So we have take one. Let's go back to future as an example. Like I say, they're all the same. The only difference is this table number. So this is basically saying launch Pinball FX and launch straight into table number 97. So obviously I had to go through a match. I've found some sources online. Basically had to match all the different table names to the table number. So each one of these has got their own unique number for what it is. And then this little bit at the top here is there's like a profile file which it needs in order to basically tell it that all the games are unlocked. Because the way it works is when you've got the game on Steam, is that you download Pinball FX, you'll see it's like a 35 gig download, even though the initial one you download, the free version, you can only play a couple of tables. Basically all the tables are there, they're just not unlocked. And then what this license file does is unlock them for you, so they're all available. So within the Pinball FX folder, there's a license or lick folder, and in here, this is the structure it needs to go in. There's any file there that defines the ID, so the ID of the player that's unlocked it, and then obviously that folder corresponds to that number, and inside there is this profile.sav. So this is a save file. You can't read this; it's encrypted. Try and open it in Notepad or something. It's all just gibberish. But basically, this license file is what's saying, the table's unlocked, so display them all. So all it needs to do is it needs to copy that into your Windows profile. So it goes to local app data. So that would be your, under C users username, local app data, and then what it does is it copies in this folder with the license file inside it. So then when you launch the game, it looks for this, it finds it, it goes, oh yeah, all tables are unlocked. I'll display them all for you. So it just does this each launch, just in case that file gets overwritten or lost, whatever. The little batch file just copies the contents of the license folder, which is here, into your Windows user profile path. So it makes it portable as well. So if you then take RetroBat, plug it into another PC, and run the game, it will then copy the license file into the right place for you. You won't run into any problems. So that's basically how it works, and it's the same kind of concept for the other ones as well. Just show that. So we're going to FX2. Again, running via batch files. Although I don't think this one requires a license file. So yeah, this one just goes to the FX folder, launches FX2 with a load table option, and it gives you, and this was different, doesn't have a number, it gives it a name. So it launches this one, alien isolation.pxb. So if we look inside FX2, there's a data folder. Here's all the tables, and it basically calls them by name. So FX2 is slightly different to the other ones, whereas M is similar to how FX works. I keep switching between Notepad and Notepad++, but anyway, so you can see here it changes into that Pinball M folder, and again copies that contents of the license folder into your local app profile location in Windows, and then launches the table. And again, has the table number after it. And obviously this one was taken a while. I was waiting for the number for the Chainsaw Massacre one to be released or to be published, and it's table 180. I did spend some time guessing the number, but because the latest table release was 183, I thought I'll go for 184 upwards. But yeah, I got all the way to 200 and it didn't launch, so I gave up. But I've got that now, so that's all going to work. So like I say, yeah, this is the same thing. If you go into Pinball M, and then you go into Pinball M and binaries, in here, here's the exe that launches to run the game, and here's the license file. So again, in here you've got, so basically this Pinball M folder is what's copied into your profile, into your local app data in your profile. And then under here, you've again got the offline cache of the offline, the ID. Obviously, this is will be done with a generic Steam user. And then here's the profile, which obviously is the key to unlocking all the tables. So yeah, that's kind of it, I think. So everything's self-contained, like I say, inside the ROMs folder for each system. And yeah, they've just got those unique. All those custom XML files to help launch them, to basically tell RetroBat launch a batch file, which is what it does. Like I say, each time it launches, it copies the license file across, play the game, you exit, and yeah, it's all good. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it's useful. But yeah, so obviously the download links are going to be in description. Just exactly the same method as the main build. There'll be a private torrent and a public torrent. But it's 50 gigs, so a bit smaller this one, so hopefully people download it a bit quicker and the number of seeds will go up. So obviously we're trying to get as many seeds as possible, so if people can download it and seed as long as possible, that'd be great. But yeah, so the link will be in the description. That link will take you through to a page that gives you the link to either the public or the private, depending on whether you have access to backups. So yeah, enjoy. Any questions, let me know, and obviously please join Discord and have a chat. We've got quite a few people on there. We've got well over 700 now, so that's good. There is a Facebook page as well, but that seems less popular. I think more people are jumping on Discord. So yeah, plenty of questions coming through on there and kind of suggestions. And there's already some suggestions to add some games and other systems, which we'll be looking at for add-on pack number 2. Because what I want to try and do is make the add-on packs fairly chunky. I don't want to release an add-on pack for one system at a time, because then you end up waiting longer. And then you end up with a whole bunch of add-on packs, and then say there's a pack that's a little bit less popular, but you want to get, then it's probably going to have less seeds, and might be a bit difficult to get hold of. Whereas if we've got less packs that are bigger, it's more likely people are going to see them more because they're more popular, and just more people will be getting them. So anyway, we'll see how it pans out. But like I say, it should be fairly straightforward to install it. Just drag it over the top, and if you get prompted to replace anything, just say yes. It's only going to be adding stuff. It's not going to take anything away, so don't worry. And the stuff that's included in the add-on pack is just the stuff that's needed. So if you have customized any settings within RetroBat, any of the emulators, obviously this won't touch it. We're adding configuration for those pinball systems that weren't there anyway. So hopefully nothing lost, and we're updating the just the artwork and stuff inside the theme. So yeah, everything's good. Hopefully see you on Discord, have a chat, say hi, and I'll catch you on the next video.